Hi everyone.
Yes.
Thank you for coming out to Ballroom Beauty tonight. My name is Sarah, and I'm so excited that you're all here today. I'm just going to share with you what has been going on in the community, and welcome all the Facebook people. So we're going to go over a couple things tonight. We're going to go over what we've done in the community, what our needs are in the sense of how you guys can help, because there has been an outpouring of requests in the community, and I never knew until now how bad situations can get right around us, and we have no idea with the doors closed. And I'll also be sharing my personal story as to what happened, why we're here, and where we're going. So first of all, we're going to start off with our purposes and what we've been doing. So this is a list of the things that we've been able to do in the community so far, and the list keeps growing. This hasn't been updated in the last 2 weeks, so there's actually quite a bit more since then. So we have been able to support the Kawartha Lakes Pregnancy Center with diapers, wipes, and baby food. We've supported a family that moved out of a shelter with furniture, mattresses, food, household items. But we rented a U-Haul in order to supply those needs. We hosted a wedding for a bride whose father was passing of cancer. And we were able to provide venue, flowers, wedding dress decorations, solicited other vendors to provide assistance and raise funds in order to host the wedding, which turned out amazing, by the way. We have given away prom dresses and grad dresses to girls that are in need, and we've also been able to give away dresses to other women who need them for various reasons. They apply for the dresses, they apply for assistance. We go through all of the applications that we get from the community, and we move forward that way. We've provided haircuts for families in need, supported a woman gaining kinship of her niece by providing a basket of supplies and toys, supported a family starting out in foster care for infants with a basket of baby items. We've collected donations for a mother of 7 whose clothing was all stolen from the laundromat. And it happened right before school was supposed to start. So we were able to collect garbage bags for this woman in order to help her out. She had no money to replace the items that were stolen. We gave away business attire to women starting out in school or in a new career, or even if they just are in need. We've just been giving away clothing, which is awesome. Provided material and notations for a burial gown for an infant that had passed. Provided back-to-school clothing for families in need. Supported a place called home, Mary Street Public School, Kennington School, the Salvation Army, and a couple more other non-mentioned organizations throughout the community. Current activities. We are collecting items and using our profits to purchase items for Operation Christmas Child, which we actually didn't need to purchase any through the store. They just came in, which is amazing. Amazing. So those funds through the store can be put towards other things directly in our community, which is exciting to say. And we were able to collect 26 boxes, which are going to go to third world countries, which is awesome. Working towards supporting families for Christmas sponsorship. Typically the families that are applying to us don't qualify for other programs. Maybe they are a dual working family just above the poverty line, and all of their money is going to pretty much pay for their employment, in the sense that they're spending childcare, or they don't qualify for other Christmas programs, or other reasons are that they have a disability that they can't get out into the community to apply for these programs. So we'll actually go to them and bring them the forms. So it's pretty exciting. It is a lot of requests that are coming in. So we're going to need your help, guys. We are going to be creating a bursary for a young woman in college or university that shows exemplary work in ethics, which the amount of the bursary will be announced at our charity gala event that's in February, which is going to be an awesome event, by the way. And then we just continue completing the donation requests as they come in. And we don't talk about all of them. Obviously, there is confidentiality with the ones that we do get. But what I can say is I have seen a lot of people in desperate need right now. And they're not the type of people that typically are reaching out for help. They're just struggling with the door shut, and I don't want to see that. And yeah, so we're excited to make a difference. We've been creating awareness in the community, just as we're talking about right now. And we will be hopefully supporting a couple lunch programs through schools. The future initiatives. Now this is the exciting part. What we are planning on doing is we are planning on opening a school or a housing unit with education and counseling on site for girls that are pregnant or postpartum. This program will include counseling and education, childcare, all of the things that are going to be able to break the cycle of teen pregnancy in Kawartha Lakes. There are so many reasons that cause these young girls to end up pregnant, and the struggles just continue to cycle through. And we don't want to see that happen. So there is a very strong link to poverty and to struggling as a teen mom. And we want to be able to give these women and their children the ability to be successful in life. Now that brings me to why. Why are we here? Why would you do this? Like, that's a little crazy. Like, who says, I'm going to open a school? So I'm going to tell you my personal story. Growing up, I had pretty much the picture-perfect life. We went to church every Sunday. We had a great circle of friends. And then some issues happened. My father decided to go in a different direction and chose some other things instead of sticking with the family, which caused a lot of problems and a lot of hurt. There were times where I specifically was not invited to Christmases, Thanksgivings. It was a big struggle. We didn't even know where he lived. He abandoned us. And at the time, for me and for most of my siblings, as we were just entering into our high school years, it was a struggle. We didn't know how to cope. We ended up moving to Toronto, and I had some traumatic events happen to me there. I lost my virginity by being raped. That's how I lost it. But not only that, after that had happened, a rumor went around that I was no longer a virgin and that I was not clean or whatever, which I was clean, but not, you know what I mean. And that rumor went around, but nobody mentioned that I was raped, and no one knew. So I was labeled this person who was not who I felt that I was, but at that moment I gave up. I said, like, what's the point? Like, I am nothing now. You've taken the thing that was so important to me away from me, and now I have nothing. I've lost my father. I've lost my sexuality, my cleanliness. I've lost everything. I lost my religion, and then that's when the drugs got started. And first it started off with, a little bit of weed here, and then it progressed into some really heavy drugs. And then in March of that year, my best friend passed away. She was murdered. And that was really hard. And that was the point where I just said, I'm done. I don't want to live anymore. So I didn't care. I just continued with the drugs and on a really, really bad path. And I was at war with everyone, including myself. My poor mom. And the whole time, nowhere to be seen my father. I felt unloved, I felt unwanted, and I felt alone in the struggle, and I felt like I had lost everything and there was nothing left. So, I got pregnant. Surprise, guys! So I got pregnant, and it was actually a miracle because the day that I got pregnant, I was put on house arrest.
Oh, no.
Which was good, because I no longer had access to those drugs, meaning that my daughter was clean, that she was never affected by all of those chemicals that I was putting in my body, which I can tell you were some terrible, terrible days going through withdrawals and having nobody know that I'm going through withdrawals with terrible drugs. But I was able, probably about a week after, I was able to tell my mom, this is what I've been doing. And she actually left her job temporarily and stayed home with me to watch me and make sure that I wasn't she wasn't going to lose me. And, I finally got out of my house arrest after a month and a half. And I went over to the Shoppers. That was the first place I went because I'm like, I think I'm pregnant. I'm not going to tell anybody. But walked myself over to the Shoppers. Pretty sure I panhandled the money to get the pregnancy test. Just saying. Got the pregnancy test, and sure enough, I was pregnant. And at that moment was the moment that I had to make a decision that I was not going to be a statistic. I was not going to let my daughter, I didn't know I was a daughter at the time, but my child struggle because of my poor decisions. So I had the opportunity to go to a school that was for pregnant women. And this school had education, counseling, childcare, even a housing unit in. And the school is called Rosalie Hall in Toronto, and it is phenomenal. So I went to that school, and they dealt with the core issues. I was forced to do counseling. You didn't have a choice. Which was great because, I needed to really deal with those issues, with the loss, with the grief, with all of the things that I had struggled with. So I, was getting things together, and for once I was actually good at school. I didn't know I had a brain until then. I guess I just didn't care before. So I went to the school, and I am happy to say I was able to graduate on time with honors. It was a struggle. Don't get me wrong. I have had struggles since. I've had a lot of struggles. But I know that God is there for me, and that is what pulled me through. And during that time at Rosalie Hall, I felt that God told me, you're going to build a school. At 15. That's when I received that. And I said, I don't know about that. That doesn't really seem realistic. So a couple years later, I mentioned it to my family. I'm like, so funny thing, God told me I should build a school. And their remark was like, oh, so when are we going to get started? And I'm like, well, I'm only 17, so I don't know if that's going to work. But anyways, so because of all of what I went through and all of the struggles that I had gone through and that I had seen, and trust me, my situation was not as bad as some of the girls that were in that program with me. I felt honestly blessed that I had the support. And I feel that we need to be the support for those people that don't have that support. Because without that, I feel sorry for them because they need hugs. Big hugs. So we created this store, Ballroom Beauty. We sell the dresses. We sell the wedding dresses. And we use the profits to directly impact the community and eventually be able to move forward to our goal. So there will be a portion of the money that is going to go into savings for that goal. Our next goal that is more immediate is to buy a commercial mixed residential housing property. The housing portion of it would be turned into geared to income or emergency housing for women. The commercial aspects are going to be used obviously for the store and to generate income for our future goals. Because, you know, when you're talking about a big project like that, we're going to need money. So I just really wanted to share with all of you how this came to be, where we're going, and I want everyone to know that God has been in the background this entire time. And to be involved with our organization, you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to go to church. What we do ask is that you respect what we believe, respect our beliefs, and that's it. We're not exclusive. We love everyone. It doesn't matter where you come from, what background you have, whether you're homeless, it doesn't matter, because you are all loved. So I'm going to pass the floor over to Nicole now, who is who is going to explain a little bit about our opportunities to volunteer.
Yay! Now hopefully I can remember all of them. They're all right there behind me. So I just wanted to actually add to the story of Sarah talking about building a school. So we've always felt in our heart that this was something that God called her to do. And there was nothing that was going to stop this. And I always thought, if God could tell Noah to build an ark, if he could slay the giant with the stones, then why can't we build a school? Every single church that has been in this town was founded on a prayer. It had to be founded on a prayer or it wouldn't exist. Somebody was called to do something and they did it. So with Sarah, it was so funny though, because for years, even though she kept talking about the school, she kept saying, I'm not moving back to the Kawartha Lakes. Like, I'm not going. And so last year it was interesting because we all decided that we were coming back up to the Kawartha Lakes, and she said, well, I guess I'm going too. And so what's so cool about that is, like, very shortly after that, she started collecting these dresses, and I don't even think she really realized why. And then God had said to her, these dresses are really for me, for us to sell, to build the school. And so it was just remarkable for all of us to see that and to be a part of it. So anyways, I just had to share that. So be careful what you say, okay? Because he'll send you in places where you're not comfortable. All right. So critical tactical team, actually. I'm going to explain it a little bit, but Sarah's actually been on the forefront with that, and I believe Mom's gone as well. So I'm going to maybe get you guys to explain it a little bit. But the critical tactical team, basically, you will be called or texted possibly moments before maybe we need you to make a visit. Again, we would want you guys to have your police check done or something like, we need to know that everything's okay on the up and up. Or it could be the day after. So if that's something you're interested in, you just have to know that it could happen quickly, or it could be a couple days later that we might need you to go in. And sometimes what that means is you would meet with this family and you would sit with them and just kind of get a feel for what is it that they need. Is everything on the up and up? And generally, like Sarah was saying, It is. A lot of the times we're going into stuff, and again, I haven't experienced it myself, but I'll just let Sarah maybe explain that, just going in.
Yeah, I'll just come up for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the critical tactical team is just a fancy name. For
And it's fun.
it is fun. For the team that actually goes out into the community and meets one-to-one with the clients, and brings them either furniture, clothing, donations, food, whatever their needs may be. They're the ones who are also assessing the person's needs. So it is a really important job. It's a heartbreaking one because you see a lot of struggles, but it's very rewarding too.
It is. And it's fun because I don't know if you guys have seen some of our videos, but we don't obviously show the people that we're helping, but we do like to do kind of some fun videos before we go, so you can also be a part of that. So the other one is we just need someone to write thank you cards for here because they're just flying out the door because we have so many generous people that are bringing in donations and it's just remarkable. And so if somebody has that gift, you're watching us right now, you have a gift for that, of encouragement, you can write a simple thank you and just say thank you so much for what you've done. Just know that you're valued, whatever it is that you think that you might be able to do. Even if it's like 5 cards a month or something, that would certainly help. Event helper, this is really fun. So right now our sister Becky, who couldn't be here tonight, Becky Willis is putting together our gala and a bridal show. And so we would be looking for anybody that would like to help with that. So say you're really good at kind of, coming alongside maybe her, or you've got great ideas, things like that. That would be fabulous. Even for her to be able to delegate and say, hey, could you go out and promote? Could you go out and help? Can you bring the wedding dresses from here to there? So certain things like that. So there would always be somebody leading, so you're not out in the dark. You're not wondering, okay, what am I doing? So she's very good at delegating that way. But so that can be really, really fun. So there's that job. And then bridal consultant, who doesn't want to do that? That's everybody's job, right? So basically bridal consultant, you come in here, you would volunteer hours, and you get to watch women put on dresses and tell them how beautiful they look. Now, it is. It's super fun. And so the idea would be to know the merchandise. That's really important because it can be very overwhelming. We have so many donations. And I know I was here on the Thursdays for a little bit volunteering, and I needed help because there's so many dresses, right? So it is really good if you can come in and, if that's something you want to do, learn the product, learn what's here. Because, somebody walked through that door, and my mom and Sarah are so good at this. They say, oh my gosh, I have a dress for you. This would look so good on you. So that's a good quality that you might need to have for that. So donation pickup crew. So we're talking about the U-Haul. We have rented a U-Haul before, or, maybe you have a truck or something like that. We may text or call you and say, hey, are you going to be in this area? Somebody wants to donate a couch for somebody, or it could even just be picking up dresses as well. In the Kawartha Lakes.
Or food. Any sort of donation.
Yeah. So, and it doesn't have to be particular at all, just as long as you might be willing to help out that way. So that would be phenomenal. You never know, we might get something out in Huntsville area. So
we do. She's already posted.
I know. I'm on it. So you're already on the donation pickup crew.
She already is.
You are. You're the leader. Okay. So the other one is a prayer team. This is really crucial to us because of our beliefs. Everything that we do is founded on Jesus Christ. And we truly believe, we wouldn't be here if it was not for that, if it was not for him. So we need a covering here at the store. Again, we're coming up against a lot of needs, a lot of things. So we would love to be able to say, can you pray for us? And if you're watching us right now, pray for us. And we would love to be able to send prayer requests. And you know what? If we send a prayer request to you, it may not be that person's specific name, again, because we want to be confidential. But you'll know that you need to be praying for somebody in particular because maybe they're going in for surgery or, something's going on. So that would be wonderful to be able to have that. So dress cleaner. There's not a whole lot checked off on that one. But
dang it! This
is obviously the least favorite job. But you can make it fun. Maybe try the dress on before you wash it. Try it on after. You can make it really fun. So the idea really is to wash these dresses. But you're not alone. Sarah and my mom and Becky actually have become phenomenal at getting out lipstick stains, things like that. We can certainly train you on how to get stains out. But that would be phenomenal because that's a huge weight on them to be constantly doing dresses. And actually, her daughter was up till 1:30 last night watching dresses because she has such a big heart. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, okay, so dress cleaner. Hopefully we get more check marks. So if you want, give us a check on Facebook. Yeah. Okay, so membership promoter. Anybody can really do this. And actually Stacy sounds like she's already doing a good job. Even like made postcards, I heard. So membership promoters, we have different memberships and I'll kind of get into that just to kind of help out with the store, and you get, you know, bonuses from that, benefits and things like that, certain percentages off for the items that are here. So if you were to go out, it would be phenomenal. Just really letting people know what we're doing, why we're doing it. And when you purchase a membership fee, that membership fee is going to go back into the store. All of the funds that come into the store are to go back out into the community. So just know that if that's something, minus expenses. Anyways, we want to be clear here. Of course, we have expenses and things like that, but membership is really just really help us out a lot, and just really to promote the store and get people coming in and out. So,
Can you explain how the membership works?
well, Sarah might be able to mention. Yeah.
You want me to do the?
Well, do you want to go into that already?
Or yeah.
Okay.
Or do you have any more?
We have one more thing here. Okay.
We'll cover that one more, and then
So, and then we'll get into that. All right. So the other thing is construction team. So this is more in the future. So we're looking, you know, once we start looking at properties and things like that, we are definitely going to need hands on the deck to kind of make things look the way that they need to. So again, do we have any check
that
marks
may
on that?
also come into play if we get needs, like if somebody says,
Yep.
my deck is falling apart and I'm gonna fall through it, but I don't have the money to fix it.
Right.
You know, who knows?
Yeah.
If you're on the construction team, you might end up having some really interesting jobs.
Yeah. Or putting in a light bulb. Who knows?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, well, why don't we do this together then, Sarah, the membership?
Okay.
Yeah. So now we'll start talking about memberships and basically how you can help. And then you'll kind of know better on how you can even promote it if that's something that you're interested in. You're good with sales, speaking to people, marketing, then this might be a good job for you.
Okay, so we have different forms of memberships, and obviously there is absolutely no pressure to be a member, either personally or corporately. It is just another form for us to offer discounts and to be able to do what we need to do in the community. So we have a personal membership, which is an annual fee of $25, and that gets you 10% off merchandise. First Tuesday of each month, enjoy a family and friends discount night. So that means you can bring your family and friends and get the same discount. 10% off event tickets hosted by Ballroom Beauty. I don't know if you have noticed, but we have been posting quite a few events in the last week. So, you'll get money off of that. Also, you'll get our quarterly newsletter. And then there's the Gold Personal Monthly, which is $20 a month, and it's 15% off all of the merchandise. Same family and friends discount. 20% off of event tickets hosted by Ballroom Beauty, and a quarterly newspaper, and voting privileges as well.
Ooh.
Voting privileges. Voting privileges. So we will have, we are a corporation, so we will have an annual corporate meeting, and at that meeting you will be able to vote on selected items. And what those items are, we haven't yet discussed, but you will be able to have a say.
So we're gonna vote on what we can vote on?
Yes! That's exactly.
Yes, we can.
Okay, good, yeah, all right. Just making sure I heard that right.
So,
Working on that one.
and then if you
Okay.
want to cover those ones,
All right.
there.
So I'll get you to show them the silver, what it
Okay.
kind of looks like.
Yeah.
So I did pass them around, so you can kind of get an idea. So it tells you on the back what all of the different benefits are to them.
Sure.
So, yeah, the silver ones, we tried to color coordinate, sorry. Okay, so your corporate,
This way.
That's okay. We can meet.
yeah. meet halfway or double look at it.
Meet
You know?
halfway.
Okay, corporate annual membership, Pearl. So this is $125 for the year. Okay, you get 10% off of merchandise.
This is for business and corporations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you're a business or corporation, all right.
Do you want the cards?
We got 15% off of rental items. So, like in the background, you can see the doors there. These are really popular. The lights are on, so you would get 15% off as a corporate kind of deal.
So if you got
Yeah.
your own events, you can
Yeah.
borrow the doors.
Yeah. And then we've got a
And,
few other things too.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of things.
Yeah, you just have to take a look around the store. We have 20% off special event tickets, so that's great. So a nice good deal, and it says there's maximum 2 tickets per event. So there's a limitation there, but you're still getting 20% off unless you're bringing a whole bunch of people. We could probably chat with you.
Yeah.
So
work with
advertising and advertising in bridal swag bags, which are really great. Do we
I'll
have
grab
one
one.
out here? Okay, so Sarah's gonna grab one. And listing in the newsletter, which is really cool too. So every time we distribute the newsletter, or obviously we're going to email it out, people are going to see your logo or your ads or maybe a little blurb that you want to say, which is kind of cool. So these are our bridal swag bags. And basically, your business cards go in there and stuff like that. Or if you have like little
goodies,
knickknacks. Yeah.
presents for brides.
And brides love them.
They do.
Like, who doesn't want a free gift?
They
right?
do.
So
I
that's
love
always
them.
fun. So she has a bunch in her house. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
I
So-
can if I want to.
Okay. Corporate monthly membership. Okay, so Diamond, this is $40 a month. All right, so you get 15% off of merchandise, 25% off of your rental items. You get 25% off vendor and booth participation, which is pretty cool, right? Because with all of their events and stuff that we're doing, that's
Yeah.
helpful. So 50% off of event tickets, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, advertising in our swag bags, of course. And online link from our website, which is really cool too, right? Because everything's online, and people, they're going through it. So they just one click, you're a click away, and they'll just take a look. And an ad in the newsletter and a listing. So that's pretty cool. So those are all ways again to try and help out the store. And so if you were to be a promoter, this is something that you would do. You would talk about these memberships and basically how they can kind of help. We've had people that will even just get a membership just because they want to help. That's just their way of kind of donating to the store. They get those extra perks and stuff like that. But again, there's no pressure. It's just a way to help out the store. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, we would just like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. We're going to have some questions after, and we will be posting the questions and answers after, just in writing on the video. But thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in on Facebook. It's been an awesome evening, and thanks, guys, for coming out.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Yay!